We are living in the most advanced era in human history, and yet people are more anxious, distracted, depressed, and disconnected than ever before. We've created technology that allows us to connect with anyone, anywhere in the world, but most of us feel more isolated than ever. We've gained access to endless information, but have lost our wisdom. We have pleasure and comfort, but lack fulfillment and peace. At a global scale, we are witnessing environmental destruction, social division, political instability, burnout, addiction, and loneliness like never before. And behind all of it, there's a growing epidemic of stress, anxiety, and disconnection from ourselves and each other. We are living in a world built on stress, fear, and endless striving, and most people are just trying to survive inside of it. It is clear that something is deeply wrong with the world as it currently is. We are suffering, individually and collectively, and the source of our suffering is not political or economic or environmental. These are only symptoms of a deeper cause. The real root of our suffering is a crisis in consciousness, a fundamental confusion about who we are, a misperception in how we see ourselves, others, and reality itself. We have forgotten our true nature, and this forgetfulness shapes the way that we think, feel, act, and relate to ourselves, each other, and to the planet. All the chaos we see in the world today, from the destruction of the environment to war, political division, social injustice, and economic inequality, can be traced back to one source: human beings. It is our collective actions that have created the world we live in, and the way that we act is shaped by how we think, by how we perceive reality and our place within it. At the root of it all is the mind. It is our anger and hatred that fuel violence and war. It's our fear, greed, and self-centeredness that drive inequality and exploitation, hoarding wealth and valuing profit over people and the planet. It's our inner pain, anxiety, and restlessness that push us to numb ourselves with consumption, addiction, and distraction. And it's our disconnection from nature, from the truth of our inner being, that allows us to pollute, destroy ecosystems, and drive species to extinction. If we want to change the world, we have to start by changing what creates it, our consciousness. At the heart of the crisis in consciousness is a fundamental illusion: the belief that we are separate. Separate from the world, separate from nature, separate from each other, and even separate from ourselves. This illusion of separation is the root of our suffering. It is the cause of fear, and from fear grows greed, division, violence, and despair. It shapes how we live, how we relate, and how we build our world, often without us even realizing it. When we believe that we are separate from the world, we tend to feel very alone in the world, and this loneliness breeds insecurity. It creates fear of others, fear of being ourselves, and a fear that we're not good enough. So we build up walls to protect ourselves. We wear masks for validation and approval, and we chase after status, achievement, and distraction in an attempt to feel whole again. But no matter how much we accumulate or accomplish, no matter how much we consume, the emptiness and feeling of separateness always returns, because we've forgotten something essential. We've lost touch with our true nature, and until we remember who we are, this confusion will continue to shape our lives and the world we live in. No amount of external change will solve the problems of the world, because the root of the problems are not out there. They are in here, within the hearts and minds of human beings. The root is in how we see, how we feel, and how we understand who we are and the world we live in. It is from here that we act and affect the world. We are all collectively co-creating the world that we live in. So, if we want to heal the world, we must begin by healing ourselves and our perception of reality. We need to wake up, not just for ourselves, but for the benefit of all beings. There is another way to live, a way rooted in clarity, not confusion, in love, not fear, in presence, not distraction, in wholeness, not separation. And that way begins with awakening. Awakening isn't about becoming something new. It's about remembering who and what you truly are. It's not about adopting new beliefs, but about seeing through the beliefs that have kept you asleep. It's about questioning everything you've been taught about the world and realizing the truth that has always been here. This realization changes everything. Your thoughts, your relationships, your choices, and your way of being in the world. When enough of us awaken, when we begin to see clearly, live consciously, and act from love rather than fear, the world itself begins to transform. Because the world is made up of us, of our minds, our hearts, and our actions. Lasting change doesn't start on the outside, it starts within. It begins with a shift in consciousness, a remembering of who and what we truly are. When we heal our suffering and find peace within, we naturally contribute to peace in the world, because we are not separate from it. We are the world, and the world changes when we do.